Hello, everybody. I've got something special just for you. And I bet you have been waiting for this for a long time. And I've got my ducks in a row, and we're going to have lots of fun doing this together. How often have you looked at somebody and you thought, geez, they have it all? They got the house, the car, the wife, the girlfriend, the husband, they got the kids, they're brilliant wherever they are at work. You look at them and you think, wow. And it feels my life sometimes just upside down. Like, what is with that? Like, I can't, one day I'm up here and I feel fantastic, and the next day I'm down there in the dumps and like everything is upside down, right? So I went back and I looked at all the stuff I've done, all the clients that I've worked with, and then I went back on my own history. And what I did was I compiled something that is going to change your life. It is going to transform all the areas of your life that you want to have changed. Okay. And it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of team stuff that we're going to do together, and it is going to get you from where you are now to where you've always wanted to be. And at the end of the day, that's exactly what we want to do. So, have you ever seen this before? There is a couple and they live together, let's call it 5 years or 10 years, right? And they are super happy. Everybody looks at this couple and they go, wow, these guys are just amazing together. They're brilliant together, right? And then they decide, okay, well, we're going to tie the knot. They tie the knot, and literally in a year or two, the whole marriage falls apart, they divorce, and everything falls flat. And you wonder why? Where did that come from? Well, it's quite simple. As when we were in a state of um, just being together, we were ourselves. We had this role that we were playing as a girlfriend or the boyfriend or the whatever you were, right? But now what happens is suddenly you get married and you have this preconceived idea of what a married woman looks like or what a married guy looks like, right? And all of a sudden that changes. So as soon as you step into that marriage role, things change. You change, the person changes. But the secret is you didn't do it on purpose, neither did the person on the other side. It was because of the roles we understood as youngsters and that we walked into as adults. So we're going to actually take those roles and we're going to start ripping them apart to understand where it came from, why it's there, why we do the things that we do. Is it normal? Is it not? And the role we actually want. So that's kind of what we're going to do. Another good example is, have you seen somebody excelling at work? They're doing really well at work, right? And they are phenomenal. And they get an increase or raise just like this. They step up into management. And all of a sudden, as a manager, they are horrific. They're terrible. And everybody hates them. So they went from the most loved person to the most hated person, right? And again, it wasn't the person, it was the role that had changed. So there is a study, and in the study, what they did was, it was one of the big universities. I forget, it was a Stanford or Harvard or one of these fancy ones. Anyway, what they did was they took a big chunk of people, they divided them into two pieces, like two bits, and they said, right, we're going to go to jail for 2 weeks. We want to see if this role stuff really makes a difference in people's lives. So what they did was they said half of the group's going to be inmates and half of the group's going to be guards, right? 5 days into the experiment, they had to cancel it and stop it. And the reason was people took on the role so easily that even the most introverted people that were the inmates were starting to hurt other inmates, became violent, started attacking, even started swearing if they never swore before. And the others that were now guards even started exerting a lot of pressure and a lot of authority over the inmates. So even though they went in understanding this was just literally an experiment, they had to call it off because it became violent and because it didn't work. And that is what we do when we take on certain roles. So if you're interested in this, if this sounds like, now I'm kind of getting what's going on in my life, right? Is we have these lots of little roles that we have taken on in our life. A work role, a motherhood role, a fatherhood role, a friend role. We take on all these different roles. And what happens is it changes us into what we think that role is all about. But if you can change what you think about the role, and I'm going to show you how, That is where true transformation happens. So if you want to transform your life, stick with us, and eventually this will roll out into a proper big course. But for now, what I want you to do is really think about this, and not this Saturday, next Saturday. So I want you to jot it down. At 9 o'clock, we are going to have a Zoom call where we're going to really get stuck into this with worksheets, and we're going to do stuff. So you can literally change your life in one session. But I want you to jot it down, and I want you to give me a thumbs up if you're going to be there on a Zoom session. Most of you have been on Zoom sessions with me before, but I think this is going to be much bigger. So I want you to take this video. I want you to spread it wide and far. It is free for anybody to join who wants to join. And we're going to have an absolutely amazing time. And you are going to benefit by being able to choose how you change your life, the area you change your life, when you change your life, and why you want to change your life. And that is going to be beneficial, not just to you, but everybody around you. And then in turn, you can show them how to do that. Have a fantastic day. See you soon. Bye.